Hey guys, so welcome back to today's video. Today's video we're going to talk about my ovulation. I either just ovulated yesterday or I'm ovulating today, one of the two. So to catch you up to speed, because I know my last video I posted was testing for cycle day number 1, and now we're around ovulation day for my next cycle. We had a death in the family, so the past week and a half has kind of been chaotic and hectic, so I haven't really filmed at all during that week and a half just because of everything going on. So to get you back up to speed, I am ovulating, so I'll show you my tests and all that, but I definitely am getting the hang of testing for ovulation a lot better now. My last cycle, when I was testing for ovulation, my ovulation test didn't really come in until my suspected ovulation day, so I didn't really have any practice at all about testing for ovulation and stuff. So this cycle I was able to start testing. It wasn't too difficult at all. I think reading the lines right before you turn positive can be a little tricky. An ovulation test is positive when the test line is as dark as the control line or darker than control line. So for me, it's I feel like it's a little hard to tell if it's as dark as it. You'll see why in a second. I have been using the Pregmate ovulation test. I really like them. They're just little test strips. I'll show you them here. But they were really super duper easy to use. It really wasn't that hard testing for ovulation. And I originally had started off testing, I think it was the first 2 days I only tested in the morning. And then I had read up that you really should test twice a day just because you could get that LH surge in the evening instead of in the morning. So then I started testing twice a day, and I did in fact get my positive ovulation test in the evening instead of in the morning. So I'm glad that I actually read up on that and started testing twice a day, or I would not have caught it in time. I will show you my ovulation test here. Okay, so these are my ovulation tests for this cycle. Now, from most people, you will always have a faint test line because you always have the LH hormone in your system. It's just around ovulation time, it becomes darker because you get an LH surge. So this was the cycle day 11 and 12 when I only tested once a day, which was in the morning, and it was clearly negative. It wasn't as dark as the control line or darker. And this one here, this was cycle day 13 in the morning and also cycle day 13 in the evening. I started getting a little worried here just because normally you ovulate on cycle day 14 around there, which is what I was last time with my last cycle. I got a positive on cycle day 14. And then on cycle day 14, I ended up testing 3 times a day. I tested in the morning, the afternoon, and the evening, and they were still negative. They weren't, or at least the morning and the afternoon, they were still really faint as the other ones, but cycle day 14 in the evening, as you can tell here, the line started getting a little darker. So I knew I was going to be probably ovulating the next day. This is cycle day 15. Still wasn't quite positive yet, but it was still as dark as day 14 in the evening. And then cycle day 15, as you can tell, it got a lot darker. I said that this was positive because for me, they look about the same darkness. So I counted that as a positive. And then this was yesterday, which was cycle day 16, and the test line is a lot darker than the control line. So this is the test line here. I'm pretty sure cycle day 15 is when I ovulated, or cycle day 16. But to me, that looks equal in darkness. So that's what I went by. And then obviously this one's more darker. So those are my ovulation tests for this cycle. When you get your positive, you can stop testing then. But because this one I was so unsure of with the color, I ended up testing again the next day, and it was definitely 100% positive. So then I didn't take one today because I didn't need to. So from what I read is that some people don't have this progression line with ovulation tests, with seeing it kind of starting to get darker before they get their positive. I read that some people actually will still have this faint or not faint at all, and then just get their positive. So it was really kind of cool to see like the progression line with it. I personally like to keep these, I'm going to tape over them, so I just kind of have it laid, my binder laid open right now, but I am going to tape over them to keep them for now. If we get pregnant, then I'll throw them out and stuff like that, like this cycle, but for now, I like to keep track of them. So I'm hoping that this cycle that we will get pregnant. I don't know, I feel like we are, but I don't know. Like, I thought I was last month when I was taking the first response early result test, and I kept getting like really faint lines on them, and then I learned that those tests are known right now to be causing indent lines, even though they're taken within the time frame. So I kind of got my hopes up last cycle that I was pregnant, and then I wasn't pregnant. So I'm hoping for this cycle that I will be, but I don't want to get my hopes up this time. I do have endometriosis, so I know that it can be difficult to get pregnant with endometriosis, which with my first daughter, it took us 3 years. But at the same time, I wasn't tracking ovulation. I wasn't really tracking my cycles or anything, because with my endometriosis, we were told that I couldn't have kids naturally because I had stage 3 endometriosis. So it wasn't like we were preventing it from happening. We obviously were going to be ecstatic if it did happen. And obviously it did happen. So we were pretty excited about that. So I'm kind of hoping that this time will be kind of like the same thing, where we are able to get pregnant. I don't want to go through like months of testing and just getting negative tests, especially with having endometriosis. I know that that's like a possibility. For those of you who don't know what endometriosis is, I'll give you like a small little highlight of what it is. So endometriosis is when the inside lining of your uterus grows outside of the uterus in different parts of your body, like normally around the reproductive tract area, but it can make it hard to get pregnant or to stay pregnant. So I will go into another video of that to kind of explaining more of what endometriosis is, in case people don't know what it is, or if somebody currently has it or maybe possibly has it. That way you can kind of know what it is, what like treatments are, and I'll go a little bit into detail of how I found out I have it. So I'll do that in like another video. Maybe I'll do that in my next video, just to kind of explain that, give you a little bit of history of my fertility issues. But for now, I just wanted to give you guys kind of a heads up on testing. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to hit like and also subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.